the UK Youth Parliament. Just before that debate, I talked to a couple of veterans who also took part in last year's inaugural session in the Commons. 18-year-old Adam Joji from London and Ellen Shannon, who's 16 and from Hillsborough in Northern Ireland. I asked them what it was like debating in the chamber.
Well, it's extraordinary. For the first time in 800 years, non-MPs are sitting in the House of Commons, and we're sitting on those green benches and enjoying the experience.
Did you find it actually an intimidating place to make a speech?
No, it's actually smaller than it looks. When you watch on television, it looks like it's this huge, imposing room, and actually it's quite intimate. I think that's how it was meant to be. That was what they were looking for when they built it after the war.
And Ellen Shannon, did you enjoy the experience of being in there?
I did. I found it a tad more daunting than Adam seems to have done, but I know everyone really enjoyed the experience, albeit it was intimidating. A great privilege it was.
Did you think that the surroundings gave it your debates a bit more of an edge and a bit of an uplift to the debate?
Yeah, I think well, actually, not that members of the Youth Parliament need an uplift. I think what they say is spot on, and they're out there in the community representing young people's concerns, but it added a level of symbolism to it. I think also it showed on the part of the ruling elite that there was an acknowledgement that actually the Youth Parliament's here to stay. Young people should be included in the process, and it's about time we listen to them.
Alan, does it make the debate much more serious?
It did raise the tone a tad, but it didn't really need it raised in the first place. What it did was raise it to a level where more people took notice of what people were saying, and whenever the tone is of that level, it is good that it has such a platform to be viewed on.
Adam Joji, do you want to enter the political world? Do you want a career? Do you want to be an MP?
Well, Keith, arguably I'm already in there. I'm chair of my local Labour Party in Hornsey and Wood Green, so I'm interested in politics. Where it takes me, we'll see.
Alan, do you want to be an MP?
No, I don't have a future in the political sphere.
Now, what about the relationship? There seems to be a disconnect these days between young people and politicians. Where's it going wrong? How are MPs addressing young people? Is that where the whole relationship's going wrong?
Well, I think it's fundamentally dependent on the Member of Parliament. My local MP, we don't agree politically, but I've got her private mobile number, we text regularly, etc., etc. I think on a more general point, politics over the last few years has seemed pretty inward-looking and focused on Westminster, the Westminster Village. And I think naturally young people feel disillusioned, and you're not talking to me, you're not understanding my concerns, you're not on my level. I think the onus is on politicians to say, I'm your representative in Parliament, you're 16, we haven't given you the vote, so yes, there is an onus on me to ensure that your views are heard. And MPs just got to go into schools, youth clubs, young people are ready to talk and work with them.
Ellen, is it as simple as that, MPs going into schools and what have you?
It is quite similar like that in Northern Ireland. My MP, Jeffrey Donaldson, does meet with us whenever we have something to talk about, and if we write to him, he will reply. And it is down to the individual Member of Parliament, as you said. It depends greatly, but in my experience, they are willing to listen.
And now you two are obviously people that enjoy the political debate and the political arena, but why do more young people not actually want to get involved at all, Adam?
Well, Keith, I'm not sure if that's the case. I went to speak to a school last week in the constituency I live in, and there were so many young people who were on point, interested, passionate, and posing questions. And I think actually the onus is on the media, on politicians and adults generally to say, yes, actually, these guys want to be on board.
Ellen, any thoughts why more people aren't getting involved?
It's not very well known. The Youth Parliament is a great organisation, but should there be a wider range of people involved in it, that could make it a lot more accessible to younger people.
Adam and Ellen, thanks very much indeed for joining us on The Record Review. And if you think politicians are getting younger, just remember that name, Adam Joji, chairman of his local Labour Party at 18. Bad news for us old-timers.